We're now in Capernaum, which is where Jesus lived and had the center of his ministry. Here we're in the synagogue that dates to the 2nd century, and Jesus probably experienced something very similar to this here. And when he would have been in the synagogue in Capernaum, he was not far from where Peter's mother-in-law lived, where he healed her from the fever. And there's fascinating things about this synagogue, about the stones that are still standing or were restored, probably more likely have been restored. Obviously the columns that are there have been restored. There's the beam in the center holding up the top. Up above, there's a doorway over the beam over there. It's hard to see from here, but where the women's area would have been, and the explanation that we just heard of the women upstairs and the men downstairs certainly supports very well the idea that Paul writing women should be silent in the church and ask their husband at home, because the women would not have been able to hear nearly as well as the men, because the men would have been downstairs where the rabbi was. As churches picked up similar practices, then it makes a lot of sense for what Paul wrote. It's not a sexist thing at all. It's about being able to hear, being able to listen, being able to share at home what you've heard. Fascinating place here in Capernaum.